any logic. To execute any logic only once when the application is what? Started. Yes or no? Right? Maybe if you want to use these runners, maybe testing purpose, maybe setup purpose, or anything, going forward, we'll see that. So first of all, what do you mean by runners? Runners means what? To execute. To execute what? Any logic. To execute what? Any logic. Only once. When the application what? The application is what? Started. The application is what? Started. This is called what? The runners. Okay. The runners. Okay. So, where you are going to use these runners? In which application it should be used, these runners? These runners are not used for what? Web-based application. Okay. Runners are not used what? In web-based applications. But we can use what? Only console based, okay, console based applications. Like what? Standalone application. Right? Getting my point? Okay. Next one. Okay. So what do you mean by runner? Might be you got some idea. So where it is suitable, which application it is suitable, which is not suitable, then might be you got some idea, right? So in general, where we are using in Spring Boot batch. In Spring Boot, what that? Batch processing. Okay. Okay. In batch processing, like this. Okay. Now there is a types in the runners. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. In Spring Boot batch processing, there is a one more runner also. Okay. One predefined runner is there. Okay. In Spring Boot batch processing. Okay. One predefined runner exists. Okay. We'll see later. Okay. Now, how many types of runners here? Types of runners. What? Number one, command line runner. See interface. Number two, application runner. This is also what? Interface. Okay, na? So command line runner or application runner, both are what? Interfaces only. Okay, right. So in the C, you can discuss one by one for now. Okay. First of all, I am going to discuss what you mean by command line runner. So first of all, you got some idea about the command line runner. What do you mean by command line runner? It is what? An interface. Yes or no? Even coming to the Spring containers here, Bean Factory container or application context container. What is this? These are interfaces only. Yes or no? Similarly, in the runners also. So there is a two types runners are there. One is what? Command line runner. The second one is what? Application runner. So this command line runner is what? Interface. Even the application runner also what? It is also a runner. So first of all, you can discuss one by one. First of all, we are going to concentrate on what? Command line runner. So what do you mean by command line runner? Okay. Online, are you following? Just type in the chat box. Online. Okay, right. Okay, guys. Thank you. Right. In the command line runner, see, the command line runner is what? Interface. Na? Interface. So, what type of interface it is? It is a functional interface. What is this? It is a what? Functional interface. What do you mean by functional interface here? What do you mean by functional interface? In which version the Java people introduced this interface? And what is the difference between normal interface and functional interface? There is a difference. There is a difference. Without a difference, they can't introduce one more interface. Yes or no? Right. So normal interface is what? Can you tell me? Abstract methods. Is there any limitation for abstract methods in the normal interface? No. That means either zero abstract methods or more than one abstract methods. Yes or no? Right? But in the functional interface, it was introduced in JDK 1.8 version. So that functional interface is what? It contains only one abstract method. That's it. No zero, not more than one. Getting my point? Only one abstract method. There is no zero. That means zero. No abstract methods not possible. More than one abstract methods not possible. Only one abstract method. That is purely unimplemented method. You know abstract method, right? Purely unimplemented method. Next, in the normal interface, are you able to provide the methods implementation inside? Are you able to create the concrete methods inside the normal interface? No, it is not possible. Default methods? No. Static methods? No. Yes or no? You might be aware of it, right? So in the functional interface, abstract method only one abstract method, but there may be a chance to create multiple default methods. Agree. The multiple static methods. Agree. Yes or no? Right. So I'm not going for in-depth about functional interface. You might be aware of here. You might be aware of it. Okay, thank you. Hari Josna. Under roasty vanilla. Okay. Right. Okay, coming to our concept, the command line runner is what type of interface? It is a functional interface. How many abstract methods are there inside this command line runner interface? Only one abstract method. I hope you got the clarity. Clara, online, have you got the clarity, guys? Okay. Whoever doing the multitasking, you are also confirm here. Huh? Okay. Coming to the second point. So the command line runner is what? It is a functional interface. So what is this functional interface? It means we should what? Define. We should define one class and override what? Abstract method given by command line runner. That is what is that method? Run method. Don't write METHOD. Opening and closing bracket is considered as what? Method. 1 minute here. Okay, right. Number one, Coming to the command line runner. It is a functional interface, and whoever utilizing this command line interface, that class should be what? Override that abstract method that is given by whom? Command line runner. That method name is what? Run method. Next one. We must add at the rate component annotation on what? On top of the respective class. Which class is going to implement this command line runner interface? I'm talking about the respective class. So whichever the class is going to implementing the command line runner interface, okay, that class should be what? Use at the rate component annotation. That you should define what? On top of the class. Okay. So that spring container what? Detect the class, and what will happen next? What will happen? Detect the class, then create the object. Yes or no? Right. Okay. Next one. How we are going to use here? Sorry. One minute. Okay. How we are going to use this one, this run method in our application? See, there is a Spring application dot what? Run method. So here we need to pass what? Two arguments. Spring application dot run method. Okay. Then the logic what? Will detect all runners and what? Execute in order. Execute what? In order. Execute what? In order. So my throat is not good. Okay, please adjust. Okay. Even we can able to define multiple runners, but there is a execution order also. Okay, in coming classes we'll see that. Okay, let me cover this point. What is that? We can define multiple runners. Okay, you can define what? Multiple runners also. Okay, I'm going to create what? One application. I'm going to create one application. Before going to application, have you got the idea about the command line runner? Right? The command line runner online. Are you okay? Have you got the clarity about the command line runner? Can you confirm? The command line runner is what? It is a functional interface. We can define what? You should define what? One class and override what? That abstract method of what? Run method. You should use at the rate component annotation on top of what? The respective class. Okay, how we are going to use that run method? You might be aware of it. So Spring application dot what? Run method. You should pass what? Two arguments. Then will detect what? All the runners to executing what? In order. So we can able to define the multiple runners. Okay, right. So I am going to develop the one application. Okay, right. How we are going to develop the application here? How we are going to develop? File arrow. New arrow. Spring starter project. Have you started applications development,
Yes,
guys? You are not come out from the Pongal holidays. Online? Online? So, are you there? Online? Okay. Have you started developing the applications? No, na? Started? Only one? Okay. Right. I hope you are in good shape. Okay. Come to the okay, right. So come to the application development. File arrow. I am using STS. Okay, right. File arrow, new arrow. Come on. What here? File arrow, new arrow, Spring Starter project. Spring Boot to what is this application? What it is a runners first app. Okay, Maven Java version packaging jar only, not where like a language. Okay, Java group in.nourish IT artifact. Okay, here what Spring Boot runners application. Okay, I hope you got the clarity. Okay, here you can define like this. Okay, now you can define next, finish. Internet is there. Where is Spring Boot to runners first app. Okay, there is project structure SRC main Java SRC main resources. Okay, right. So there is a pom.xml. Okay, so you might be get this structure automatically once you are developing the application. So this is what my application, that is main application. Okay, I am going to create one runner. That is right click on our SRC main Java, or maybe our project structure or our package name, anything is fine. Okay, new, after that class interface come on here, class here we required interface. You are going to use, that is command line runner interface you are going to utilize in our application. Okay, right. Message runner. Okay, that message runner we are going to message runner, then what, finish, then it should be implements what, it should be implements what, command line runner. Control Shift O, then automatically the respective package it is going to import. But still we are getting the error. Why? There is one unimplemented method is there, right? Okay, sir, let me open this command line runner. Yeah. So there is a package, okay, Spring org.spring framework.boot. This is it. Its package. Okay, imported what, some orders. Okay, order. Okay, because we are going to implement, there is a multiple runners also. So there is a order. Okay. So going forward, we'll see that. So what type of interface here? That means it is annotated with what? At the rate function interface. Yes or no?
No.
Right. Next one. So how many methods are there? Only one method. Yes or no? But in the functional interface, there may be a chance what? To write default methods also. To write some static methods also. Yes or no? Right. So now this command line runner interface is what? Having only one abstract method. Because this command line runner interface is what? It is a functional interface. Clear? Okay? Right. So what we have to do now? We have to override what here? Run method. Okay, that is public void run method. What is that arguments type is what? String dot args. It is throwing the some exception. Throws what? Some exception. Now the problem is solved. Okay. Now I am going to write what? One SOP statement. System.out.println. I am from runner. I am from runner. Okay. So here, as per our discussion, I forgot one thing. Can you tell me what is that? How? Annotation. What annotation I forgot?
Component.
Are they it? Component annotation. For what purpose? The container should detect this class. For the sake of what? To creating the object. That's it. Clear? Okay. Now, online, are you okay?
Okay.
Are you following?
Following.
No, na? Confirm here. Out of 60 students, always confirming 3 or 4 students. What about others here? Huh? Come on. Don't do the multitasking. Okay. So here, am I used anything here for that class related? I didn't write any logic over here. It is my main method. Yes or no? Am I written anything? No. So, message runner, I have to actually create the object calling the run method something in general. Am I right? So here, I am not doing anything. I am not utilize that message runner class inside my main class. Agree? Yes or no?
No.
But what do you mean by runner? The runner will execute automatically once the application is what started. Yes or no? Right? Okay. Let me execute my application here. Run as what? Spring Boot application. Game or not? Yes? Yes or no? I am from what runner? See, if you are observed, am I using this message runner class in my main class? No, I didn't use. But it got executed. Let me write one more. I am simple, just for testing purpose. Right click on what? Spring Boot application. Getting? Simple. So it means, can you come down for our theoretical discussion? The command line runner or runner, first of all, runners means what? To execute any logic only once when the application is what? Yes or no? So, sorry. So where I used those runners, like either command line runner or application runner, we'll see. But as of now, we are using command line runner. Okay, going forward, we can use the rest of the runner too. Okay, here runners are what? Are not used in, but we can use only in what? Console based applications. That is standalone application. How you are identify that is whether it is standalone or web application based on what? The main class. Yes or no? In the standalone application there is a main method, na? Publish static void main. But in the web application there is no main method. You know, right? Might be our learning servlets. Yes or no? Even though if you are adding that main method, it should not consider as what main method. It should be considered as what? An ordinary Java method. Okay, you should call that main method explicitly in web application, but in the standalone application you should not call. It will be called. Yes or no? It will be called automatically because it is a standalone. I hope we are getting. Okay, now online. Perfect. So that is what? The runner application. But here, where is this runner? Yeah. Let me remove this. Okay. Do you know about this one? What do you call? What is that? What arguments? Any idea? Where arg? Where arg? VAR. What is that? VAR hyphen args. That is VAR. That is variable. ARGS what? Arguments. Variable arguments. See, in the polymorphism, in the core Java, in the polymorphism, there is one of the concept called what? Compile time polymorphism. Yes or no? The compile time polymorphism categorized into what? To two types. One is method of overloading. The second one is what? Method. Polymorphism, how many types? Categorized. Two types categorized. One is compile time. Sorry. The second one is what? Runtime. The compile time polymorphism, how many types? Compile time polymorphism. Two types. One is method of overloading. Jagamerigina Satyam. One more categorization is there. What is that? That is called what? Method hiding. Yes or no? It is similar to method of overriding. Yeah, method hiding. Yes or no? In the method of overriding, overridden method and overriding method. Overridden method with respect to the parent class you are talking about. Overriding method means what? The child class method. Right? The same method here and there. Okay. So when you are going for the method of overriding, whenever the parent class implementation may not be satisfied by the child is going to implement their own logic. Yes or no? But in the method hiding, both overridden method and overriding method, that is the parent class method and child class method, both should be static. Getting my point? If overridden method non-static, overriding method is static, getting the compile time error. Vice versa. That is, overridden method is static, overriding method non-static. Even though we are getting the compile time error, That means both should be overridden and overriding. Method should be static. That concept is nothing but what? Method hiding. It is the part of what? Compile time polymorphism. Getting my point? The compile time polymorphism categorizes two types. One is method overloading. The second one is method hiding. Okay, forget about these things. Coming to the method overloading. Overloading. So zero argument method is there. For example, take M1 method. Zero argument M1 method. Single argument M1 method. Two arguments M1 method. Three arguments M1 method. Four arguments M1 method. Maybe that return time might be same or may or may not be same. That means we can able to modify the return time. But here, zero argument M1, single argument M1, two argument M1, three argument M1, and so on. You are explicitly providing yes or no. Right? So, unnecessarily the code is what? Increased. Agree? Yes or no? So, to remove this boilerplate code, that is unnecessary code, you should use what? Where argument method. Simple. Clear? So that means you can use zero argument M1, single argument M1, two arguments M1, three argument, even 10 arguments M1 also. It is possible with the help of what? Where arg concept. Core Java concept here. Yes or no? Okay? Right. Online, are you following? Are you following? Wake up, wake up. The people always responding 5 students. Max 7. Out of these 58. Okay, the 50 members are what? Doing multitasking. Okay. Right, guys. So, I hope you got some idea about the runners. The runner means what? Or the runners means what? To execute any logic automatically once the application is what? Started. And this runners concept is applicable only for standalone application, but not for what? Web application. That runners are categorized into two types. One is the command line runner. The second one is what? Application runner. So now we are concentrating on what? Command line runner. The command line runner is what? It is a functional interface. What do you mean by functional interface? That interface should contain always only one abstract method. Either it is physically or maybe logically. Getting my point? For example, I created a functional interface. There is a one abstract method. I created B functional interface with one abstract method. Suppose I am going to extend A functional interface into my B functional interface. How many abstract methods are there in the B functional interface? 2. 1 or 2?
1.
Extending here, A interface I am extending into what? B interface. How many abstract methods are there in the B functional interface?
2.
2 abstract methods. Is it valid?
Yes.
That's what I'm using that word called what? Physically or logically, only one abstract method. That is what the functional interface. Yes or no? But the beauty of the functional interface means we can able to provide the default methods. Yes or no? N number of. We can able to provide the static methods. N number of. There is no problem. Yes or no? The interviewer might be expect this question. Okay. Right, guys. That's all about it. I'm going to create one more runner. That's with the same application. Clear? I'm going to use one more class. That class name. That class name is DB connection. DB connection. Okay. So DB connection, this is also make it as what? I want to make it as what? A normal class as of now. Okay. So even you can create what? Sorry, you need to annotate it with what? At the rate component annotation. I am going to create what? One object, that is database connection, DBC. Okay. Now I am going to create what? Few variables like private string. You might be aware of here. Okay. Driver, private string, what? URL. Okay. Now I am going to properties class application.properties file. By default, it was created while creating the Spring Boot application. Okay, coming to here. What is this concept? My dot db dot driver hyphen class equal to Oracle driver. Next, my dot db dot driver. Okay. My dot db dot what? URL equal to what? JDBC colon Oracle colon thin colon at the rate localhost, whatever it is. Okay. Right. Now, so what you can do? I want to get these keys. DB connection. How you are going to provide here? Here the rate value, double quotes, real expression, dollar, what? Braces. My dot db dot what? URL. Then if you want to get the like meaningful response or output, we need to override, right? What is that method? To override toString method. Yes or no? Right? So already those fields are selected. Just you can enter. Getting my point clear? Okay. Now, what I'm going to do in I'm going to auto-wide this class here. DB connection. DB connection, sorry. You can create what? Private DB connection, some DBC. So this should be what? At the rate auto-wide to perform what? Dependency injection. To perform what? Dependency injection. See, instead of this statement, instead of the system.out.println, I'm going to remove what? All this stuff. I'm adding what? DBC. Okay, DBC. So let me execute my application. Clear? What I did? I added one more class here. Normal class. I annotated with what DB, some at the rate component. I create the two variables, one driver, one for URL. I'm getting these values from the properties file. These are all what properties file keys. That is application.properties file. All of you, okay? Right, you might be aware of it. Okay, DB connection I overridden. ToString method. Okay. In my runner class, I'm using that DB connection class to perform what? Dependency injection to print what? That DBC. Okay. Let me go for my main application. Have you got idea? Online? Invalid. Wait, what is that? Yeah. Huh? Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Got it. Okay. Now let me run my application. Run as what? Spring Boot application. Let me show that output. Getting? Am I used anything the DB connection related stuff in my main class? No, na? Am I used? No. But I provided the, like, as per our general concept I'm talking about. So I provided the relationship between message runner class and what? DB connection class. Right? So in the DB connection class, what I'm doing? Just I'm getting the that values from the properties file, which is related to the respective keys. Yes or no? So I'm getting. So in the message runner, I'm performing what? The dependency injection with the help of what? Auto-wide annotation. Clear? Okay. So guys, I want to use in different way this one. I want to comment this line. I'm going to implement override what? Dot ToString method. We already overridden that ToString method, right? Okay. If I use that ToString method, what will happen here? What will happen? Anything? Nothing. Okay. Then let me comment this one. Let me comment this ToString implementation in my DB connection class. Let me run as Spring Boot application. Getting my point? What ToString method got executed here? Can you tell me? Programmer ToString method got executed, or object class ToString method got executed? Object class ToString method got executed. Yes or no? What is that output? First of all, if you provide like this, let me go for this object class ToString method here. What will happen? What is this written? What? Get class dot get name. That is, we are getting the class name at the rate integer dot to hexa string hexadecimal 0 to 9 numbers, characters what? A to F. Because the hexadecimal notation, that base is what? 16. Yes or no? That's why. To hexa string hash code. What is the output here? In dot Naresh at DB connection. Are you getting the class name or not? At the rate. At the rate. Agree? Yes or no? That's why we are going to overriding the two-string method. I hope you got the clarity. Clear, guys? Okay. Online, have you follow that?
Following.
No, no. Okay. Right. So let me close this one. So let me comment. Let me uncomment. Okay. Which one here? Object class two-string method. What? Got executed. If you comment db connection dot java class overridden to string method. Agree? Yes or no? Have you got the clarity? See what I am written. Read out. That is object class to string method got executed. If what? If you comment db connection dot java class overridden to string method. Agree? Clear? Okay. Now I am going to uncomment. So I overridden my to object class toString method because that object class toString method implementation is what? Get name dot get class plus what at the rate integer dot x string of hash code method. It is giving the output like this. But I don't want because I am unable to understand what is my driver class, what is my connection URL. Exactly, I have to get it. That's it. That's why I overridden what? ToString method. I hope you got the clarity. Clear? Okay. Let me execute. You might be got the answer. That is DB connection. Can you check it out? DB connection. What? Oracle, driver equal to what? Oracle driver. Okay, URL is what? JDBC colon Oracle. I hope you got the clarity. Okay, right. Online, are you with me? Have you understood? Following? Okay. So, have you got the idea about what you mean by component scan annotation? Do you know about that component annotation scan? Right? You might be, right? Okay. What you are going to use? That argument type is what? Base package. Yes or no? Right? Okay. Now, I hope you got the clarity about the runner. Okay. So you can develop that applications and all. So there is nothing here, I hope. Might be everything you might be aware of it. At the rate component, at the rate auto-wide annotation, you might be aware of it. Next one, DB connection. Okay, how you are reading that properties file keys into our Java class. Okay, now that's it. And coming to here, the Spring Boot application annotation. It is the entry point to execute our application. The starter class you should be annotated with what? @ Spring Boot application annotation. Okay. Here, the Spring Boot annotation. Is the Spring Boot application annotation is what? It is a combination of what here? Okay. It is some component scan, right? Some auto configuration, that is enable auto configuration, right? Some other stuff too. Okay, I think there is nothing new thing here. Yes or no? Clear? Okay. So here I used the command line runner. What do you mean by command line runner? You might be aware of it, like what it is a functional interface. This command line runner having only one abstract method, that to the run method. That argument type is what? Where arg. That is variable arguments. Clear? Okay. So if you are not overridden the toString method, what will happen? You might be aware of it. If you are overridden that toString method, so if you print this reference, then what is that output? You might be aware of it. Okay, right. Here, let me provide one comment. Our overridden toString method got executed. Yes or no? Right? Okay. That's all about it, guys. Okay, you can practice for today's session. Okay. And tomorrow we'll see the new things. Online. So offline, any doubt? Anyone?